Well, I'm live. Oh, it's still setting up. I thought it told me I was live. Meeting. Oh, it says it's meeting. It's streaming there now. I see. I'm mute. Okay. I was just reading over the Remembrance of Forrest Fenn. And yeah, Jack Stoof wrote that, right? But Forrest Fenn, he put some words in there. Some of the words in there have quotes. And that's where Forrest Fenn lets you know what the blaze was and what the solution was. He's an eccentric. I'll get to that in a couple minutes here. Let me see who's get a participant link there. Put it here. Paste. In it. I'm the only one watching, apparently. But really, I looked at it. Oh my God! Really? Is there it is? Forrest told us in the Remembrance of Forrest Fenn. What were the words he wanted you to remember that Forrest Fenn told us? Oh, so I got 4 watching now. Not just me. Now let me get one of my cool backgrounds going here. Choose virtual background. Which one? Way down here. We get one of these. Oh, we've seen enough of that one. Do this one. There. So who we got out there? 6 watching. Yeah, the Remembrance of Forrest Fenn told us what the solution was. You didn't pick it up. But Jack didn't tell us what it was. Jack let Forrest tell us what it was. And I'll show you how in a few minutes. Once we get, what should I get? 10 or 15 people watching before I tell you. Well, those watching right now, I'll give you a hint. In a Remembrance for Forrest Fenn, read only the words that are quoted. Only the words in quotes. That's what's important, what Forrest said, not what Jack said. Forrest said, make sure to include this or whatever. Maybe Forrest wrote it and had to quote it, but he was telling Jack what to say. Yeah, I seen them doing lots of that, talking shit about me. I was watching. Oh my God, they won't allow me to explain why the bullet is the chest and Moses is the blaze. They won't allow me to explain that, and so therefore they don't have all the information to make an intelligent analysis of what the solution was. Oh, okay. When we get to 10, I'll go to the screen share and show you where it is in the how I read the Remembrance of Forrest Fenn. See if we can get to 10 here. So we can go log in on another account. And I decided not to shave for a while, so it might get a little fuzzy. You see, yeah, I'm tired of shaving for a while. And I'm not going to be on here very long because I got to I got to make a trip to the store, run out of coffee creamer. I got like this cup and probably one or two more cups of coffee creamer left. But yeah, Forrest, in a remembrance for Forrest Fenn, we were hinted at what the solution was. It was very bold. Well, it took me a while to realize, oh, there it is. Yep, that's it. Let me see. Oh, my stomach's feeling nauseous. I had dinner. I had maybe that steak was in the freezer too long. I don't know. So let me see. We got to watch the number of 8. Yeah, 8 watching. Anybody else show more than 8? Oh, yeah, I'm watching and like, what a joke, what a joke, what a joke. And they don't realize that everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to, that's their famous thing. I respect everybody. I'm such a nice guy. And watch out for these millennials. They're the first to snap to judgment and you're out of here. I don't want to hear you because I don't agree with you. Why have I been thrown out and called a piece of shit and all that? They don't agree with me. And the way I look at it, it's like, fine, go hike down the road. Well, I won't bother with you guys ever again. When they come out with the news and they learn, oh, it was him, it's too late to rebuild the bridge. Yeah, they know. Yeah, but there's plenty of people that know what they do and plenty of good people out there that I don't need to drag the bad ones along. you know? I don't need to drag them along. They thought they were so smart. Oh, we like your salute. And then they reach the point, oh, tired of hearing Moses. Tired of hearing about Moses. Yeah. And the FUs from just about all of them. It's like, yeah, well, I'm not back there. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. That's what my mother told me. Yeah. You know, when I told Forrest at 2017 Pembury, I said, most of these people don't like me. You know, he told me, he said, fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah, that double blazes to him. He spit like that rock. He did spit like that rock. What rock spit? Okay, let's see. Can we get more than, is there more than 8 yet? Nope, still 8. When we get to 10, I'm going to go to screen share and show you in the remembrance. I'll read, I guess I'll just read the whole thing, I guess. These are my new glasses. I don't have the falling down glasses. No, these turned to sunglasses, you know, so yeah, they're red and gold, but I can't do the frameless ones. I had some of them, and you take them off and just spreading them apart, and it breaks the lenses. It's like, no, No, don't buy frameless glasses. They're not worth the money. They're not indestructible yet. When they're indestructible, then frameless glasses might be okay. One more, and I'm going to screen share to show you the answers in A Farewell to Forrest Fenn. I've been making some cool art. And when I make those things, they get samples of this and that from other websites, and sometimes the sample they get has a watermark in it, and so there's a distorted watermark that's like you just destroyed the image I was trying to make with your watermark. Oh, we lost two. Two people didn't want to hang out and see that. Two people, so we're back down to 7. I got to wait to get to 10 again. 6. Who went live? Who went live? That's what yeah. Okay, we'll wait till we get to 10. I gotta go get some groceries, and I'm not gonna be on here very long, but if it doesn't get to 10, maybe I won't tell y'all. But I did hint that it's in the quotes. The thing's in the quotes in the poem. I mean, in the farewell. What Forrest said. The answers were quoted in there. 8. We're back to 8. Yet 2 more. I believe those other. Yeah, I'm the only one live according to this. I don't see that one going live. And check the other one, because they'll do that. I'll come on. Come on maybe once a week, and these everyday channels will. Oh, we're gonna steal away anybody watching him. That's their way of just being assholes. Is what they're doing. Just being assholes. They think, oh, well, YouTube's open to everybody. Anybody. Yeah, but you're doing it especially to get at Bill Gorman, because you don't like Moses. You don't like the car thing. The Bruce Jenner thing isn't on there, so. Almost one more, and I'm going to go to screen share. Oh, we've lost one. Just when it's about to almost there, somebody drops off and blows it for the rest of you. Because there's answers there. Jack Stoof told he knew that much. Here's the end. Jack Stoof knew. But why Forrest and Doug gave him the letter, the farewell. Letter. And quadplet. What's quadplet? Like the 2 alphas and the 2 omegas is 4. Quad is 4. There we go. We got 10. So you get that on the screen. Let me see. Oh, there. Okay, and there. And I'm going to share. Screen 2. Share. Boom. Okay. So this is just I copied from it and put the only the paragraphs with the quoted words. Eccentric. I've been called an eccentric, and I'm flattered by that, because the difference between an eccentric and a kook is an eccentric has money. So he can do whatever he has money, he can do what he wants. It doesn't matter how crazy you think he is. So then the next word that's quoted is careen. Careen. That's to wreck. I go. So careen is to wreck, smash, skim, etc. Means wreck, vaporize, smash, rub out, pulverize, extinguish, nuke, raise, shatter, total, rack, demolish. Now, what the heck happened there? I did not do that. Why did it go to playing my music? I have no idea. Oh, that's what happened. I wasn't using my speaker. My speaker turned off, and then my music player started playing because the music on the sound on the computer just got turned on. Well, so to decimate. Oh, look, careen, Illuminati, a choice, autocracy, corpse delete. That's like the Marines. What? Cream de la cream, the cream de la cream, the cream de la cream is boop, boop. The cream de la cream is the magic bullet, the blaze, the quadruplet. Right there is the answers in Jack Stoof's Farewell, the magic bullet, the car I have right outside here. The words in there that are quoted are Forrest Fenn's words and not Jack Stoof's words. And those are the only words. I'll go to the, come on, go back up thing. Remembrance. There, Remembrance of Forrest Fenn. And we go through and you see there's nothing quoted until we get down to those about being an eccentric. So he says, my friend Forrest Fenn passed away at the age of 90 earlier this month. And if I have anything to say about it, far too soon, September 8th was certainly not the first time Forrest made me cry. I am the person who found Forrest Fenn's treasure. He's making a claim. Just like Davey and Dave Woodard. Why are there so many Daves making the King David claim it too? Maybe from trying to get it from Moses. I don't know. So surely, okay, the moment it happened was not the triumphant Hollywood ending some surely envision. A triumphant, a triple ending. No, it was the quadruplet. It was the fourth ending. Okay, whatever. Okay, so envision. It just felt like I had just survived something, and it was fortunate to come out the other end. like he got eaten and crapped out. For so long I thought I might be haunted for the rest of my days by knowing where the treasure was, but being unable to find it. Knowing that it was in a vault somewhere in Santa Fe and you're unable to find it because it was the proxy you had to find. Unable to find it. Would I still be out there in that section of forest 50 years from now looking for it? Well, you said you were 30 something. You're going to make it to 80, Jack? The primary emotion was not joy, but rather the most profound feeling of relief in my entire life. I figured out the location where he wished to die, and thus where his treasure was back in 2018. Forrest might have told him and then, and that's how he figured it out. But no, he didn't figure it out. But it took me many months to figure out the exact spot. He knew where, but he didn't know the exact spot. Now, I know the exact spot. Out there in that meadow. The treasure hunt was the most frustrating experience of my life. There was a few times when I exhausted, covered in scratches and bites and sweat and pine pitch, and nearly the end of my day's water supply, sat down on a downed tree and just cried alone in the woods in sheer frustration. I spent about 25 full days of failure looking for the treasure at that location before getting it. Getting it what? Realizing that it wasn't there. I spent a lot of time looking and I realized it's not out here. When I got back to my rental car after the find, I put my hands on the steering wheel and bawled my eyes out. Then I remembered Forrest said the person who found the chest would either laugh out loud or start crying. Yeah, I both happened in my case. It's like, yeah, I did it. And then, yeah, you're sad because all you got was a piece of metal. You got a medal for it. That's it. I realized I had been right. I had been right and started to get annoyed that I still couldn't stop his quotes from popping into my head even after the chase was finally done. He couldn't stop his quotes from popping in his head. And I told you what the quotes are, right? I laughed at myself for getting annoyed. Then I realized I had just fulfilled his other premonition about laughing out loud. In the weeks after, I still couldn't stop myself from reflexively thinking about what he was thinking. After living inside his head for 2 years, meeting him in person, and sensory overload, I could now analyze his words and facial expressions and tone in real time. Mere feet away from me, I could ask him questions about the chase, and he would actually answer them. I never got used to it. And I was still analyzing him unnecessarily while he died, unable to turn my obsession off. Now he's gone. I'm no longer annoyed. I no longer annoyed those Forrest Fenn quotes are still rattling around in my brain. His words will live with me and every searcher out there for the rest of their lives. His words, his quotes, and I already told you what his quotes are. I spent a couple more days crying after Forrest Fenn passed. He had meant so much to me, such a short time, and I had so much more I had wanted to ask him. The kind of things that were just better done face to face. For weeks, he had wanted to fly me back to Santa Fe to spend time with him. He even tried to convince me to move there, but circumstances out of our control made it more practical for me to come later. I had never met Forrest Fenn until June. So he hadn't met him till June, but he said he knew of it, was communicating with him since 2018. Well, it was solved in 2017. And that's when Once Upon a While came out because it was over. 2018, he brings in the press crew. Barbarisi was at the 2017 Femboree. And he brings in the press, Stoof, these writers. Stoof is a writer. Barbarisi is a writer. They're journalists. They're just telling the story because that's their art. That's their part. They're playing their part as journalists. Okay. But I'm thankful for the time we did have. When I met Forrest, I told him I hadn't been sure I would ever get to meet him. The treasure was just too hard to find. When he met Forrest, first time he met him was after he supposedly found it. And he tells him the treasure was just too hard to find. He told me with a big smile that he always said it was difficult to find, but not impossible. And I proved him right. Yeah. That it was difficult to find. They wasn't going to find. It wasn't possible. He was right. It's not impossible, but yeah. Forrest Fenn was born in 1930 in Temple, a poor student who disappointed his educator father. He grew into a life of adventure, a decorated Air Force pilot who was shot down in the Vietnam War and survived the Laos jungle. A rakish and prominent art dealer who courted the rich and famous, and in his third and final act, a compulsive memorist who wrote a poem. A compulsive memorist. That's the people that can remember everybody's name and age, in the audience, and they and he goes through and he tells them all what they told him earlier. A memorist. He has a memory that doesn't forget. Like he knows. I think he was he was one of the clowns. I think there might be some inside Kennedy information coming out or something. I don't believe Oswald shot Kennedy at all. He was having a Coke. There was other people. There was a fat man running away from the guy that got shot in the head. The guy was shot in the head because they needed a body that was shot in the head that looked like Kennedy. That guy looked like Kennedy. They shot Tippit, and that's what's in Kennedy's. Maybe Kennedy's still alive. The first line of his New York Times obituary, he's in Santa Fe. His obituary's in the New York Times. They're with the New Yorker and all them other, New York Times is known to have been run by the CIA. It still is. I've been called eccentric, and okay, so this is both quotes. He's mentioned the quotes twice above, and now comes the quotes. Right here. The first time in his New York Times obituary calls him eccentric. I've been called eccentric, and I'm flattered by that, Forrest once said, because the difference between an eccentric and a kook is an eccentric has money. He can do whatever he wants with it. And so now we're still looking for the quotes, and of course, right there is the magic bullet. Okay, so Forrest was the kind of man to drink buttermilk out of the bottle. He kept alligators in the garden of his art gallery. He collected run-over soda cans and pieces of found art. Well, the soda cans, Oswald was drinking a Coke, and they found a Dr. Pepper can on the 6th floor where the gun was. But the funny thing was, the bullets weren't on the 6th floor. They were on the 7th floor. The shell casings were all lined up right next to each other on the 7th floor. Isn't that fun? Somebody set that all up to frame Oswald. There were guns with silencers and guns without silencers, so that people would look to the ones that weren't and didn't have silencers, and which were probably just handguns making bangs, while the snipers had silencers that you didn't know exactly where it came from. And I think the one that came through the windshield and got Kennedy came from the left side because it entered the windshield on the left side of the windshield, traversed to the right side to get Kennedy. That had to come from the left side, the south grassy knoll. I even seen a drawing where somebody had that projection drawn on the evidence stuff. So Forrest was the kind of man to drink buttermilk out of the bottle. He kept alligators in his garden of his art gallery. He collected run-over soda cans and pieces of found art. He loved books and language and held onto words like careen, that's crash, and also careen is the Illuminati. It's crash, it's wreck. Careened, magic bullet. The car was the bullet. You know, so careen that apparently nobody but he still used. We went into business. He went into business with the former governor, John Connally, the Johnson and Nixon confidant, who was wounded by the magic bullet, in quotes, quote, careen, quote, magic bullet, in the Kennedy assassination, to sell Elmer de Hore's famed fraudulent masterpieces as fraudulent masterpieces. There was a fraudulent, Kennedy might have survived. Kennedy and Oswald may have, those were dead. We're not looking, they're dead. Why look for them? But as we know from all the reports, there was 3 or 4 guys that looked like Oswald running around. And it was probably Payne, Michael Payne, his wife's landlord's husband, that I guess Oswald's wife and Michael Payne's wife hooked up, literally, and Oswald's out and Michael Payne's out, right? But Michael Payne looks like him, and they see a guy who looks like Oswald, who's Michael Payne, get into his wife's Rambler and drive off from the scene of the book repository. Okay. So, all right, so fraudulent masterpieces. The whole thing was a fraud. It's an act like a false flag. All these a lot of shootings. Nobody was really killed. It was acting, fake blood, and everything. And Jack is scratching at the door. Forrest once shot a mountain lion and left down into a canyon, grabbed hold of the top of a tree, climbed down it, and tied the carcass to a rope so he could lift it out and get a $50 bounty. Now, there one shot that was fired that bounced off the curb and got the photographer. That photographer was on the north side of between Commerce and Maine, on the island at the end of the triple overpass, in between the south overpass and the middle overpass. He was standing there, and to get him, it had to be a low shot that came across and missed Kennedy and went straight for that curb. So if you drive a line through that, from that curb past where the shots that hit through that first exit goes to that building to the east, where the fire escape was on the second floor. That's where the shot came from that hit back that photographer, or that ricocheted. It was a sheriff photographer, I don't know. But the pictures that guy took, you're looking right through the windshield. The one picture he had, and Kennedy's like this, and the windshield doesn't have a bullet hole in it yet, and you can see the bullet heading for the window. That came from the knoll to the right of that guy and went through the windshield. And he had to be down low, because if he was up on the overpass, the bullet would have gone down and hit him lower in the body through the windshield, and because of the angle. That road goes downhill to the overpass. So You couldn't have been too high up and go through the windshield and hit somebody in the back seat. You had to be fairly low. So you could have been under the overpass in the little windows between the overpass, between the road and the sidewalk. But he was also a man with an independent mind and a security with his masculinity, perhaps uncommon to those of his gender, and allowed him to express difficult feelings and questions in his own decisions and values in life, becoming a pacifist after retiring from the military, and even regretting that affair with the beautiful mountain lion and had run him in his direction. Who was the lion that he may have shot? Was any of them known as a lion? I don't know. Forrest wrote poignantly about his struggles with self-esteem, self-worth, and his problem with these writings. Where's my other quote? Down here. It's way down here. There, Blaze. So yeah, down here, and there's it found the blaze. So the only words and quotes in this are what's important. And the most important thing there is the magic bullet that caused him to doff his hat, present hand of God sign to me, and put mildew on. And my enemies, my haters, we hate Bill Gorman. He's got this nailed down, and we don't have anything that can beat him, and so we're going to beat him up. We're going to treat him like crap. So, yeah, let me see. I'll go back to just there, see if anybody's coming in and see what the chat is saying. Where'd my thing go? Oh, there. There we go. Hey, because I can. I forgive them. Yeah, they know not what they do, but they're not riding in my car. They'll have to take the bus. There are other people more deserving. Hey, Paul. Yeah, you get that, Paul? Read the things in quotes in a remembrance for Forrest Fenn. And hang on while I let Jack is at the door. Come on, buddy. It's gotten windy out there today. Okay. Good boy. There, space chair. Oh, what else happening here? Let's see. Paul's leaving. Where are you going, Paul? Find the Latin. Yeah. Not deep enough. Too shallow to search for word. Everything changed on June 5th. Now, news story. I have absolutely no expectations. Take care, Paul. Later. Keep calm and treasure on. Yeah, it was over in 2017. Why can't they give me a clear picture? Mother buggers. Zoom is either giving YouTube a bad picture, or Zoom isn't letting me do more than a 460 or whatever. I mean, not even let me do 720. That is horrid. and I pay for it. If you pay for it, you should at least have 720. That bullshit, Zoom. I'll probably look into one of the others after when this 1 year subscription runs out. I'm going to get a different streaming service because Zoom gives you shitty picture on YouTube. So, yeah, it's all in the it's in the quotes, and he even says Stu even mentions the quotes twice. Forrest Fenn's quotes were kept bugging him in his head. And there's the magic bullet. The enlightened wreck. The blaze. Moses is a blaze. Bullet is the chest. Yeah. I can't. That's all there is to it. That's what the solution was. That's why Stoof was talking about what Forrest Fenn quoted. Went from 5 megabits upload to 50 upload. And it's amazing the difference. Let me show you something here. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, no. Watch this bugger. We're burning rubber. Look at that thing go. It's faster than a speeding bullet. That's better than cable. That's better than cable. Oh, you didn't see it. Oh, here. There, that's better than cable. You didn't see it running. Let's do it. We'll do it again for you. Watch this thing take off. Last time it went up over 100. It pegged the needle. We're burning rubber. See if it gets up 15, 20 now. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. But it's doing that while I'm streaming. So my stream is taking some of it. And if it's doing that, aside from my stream, it can do it. It can do a stream that's not so distorted. I'll do it one more time. See if we get a better. What do you want, Jack? He's right under my chair. You got to doing 80, 83, 85, 86. 7. And keep in mind, I'm uploading too. So, if you can if you can watch video at 1 or 2 megabytes, then there's no problem uploading that speed. So yeah, it's Zoom. It's not my bandwidth. Yep. Over here. There. I upload that. Yeah, it's all good. It's all my signal's fucking great. Yeah. I don't know if it's they just, oh, you're on Starlink, so we're going to slow your upload. No, my Starlink is just fine. It's fast. It can do better than this grainy shit picture they give me. And I'm looking at my Zoom screen. That's nice picture, but what's coming out on YouTube is a fuzzy, crappy picture from crappy Zoom. Yeah, fiber and all that. They say it works better if you plug your Ethernet into your router from your computer. Well, the new computers, the new laptops don't even have freaking Ethernet. You don't have that choice. And the computer is, maybe I got to tell it my video speed is like, use all you can. But it's the car, the magic bullet. I have the magic bullet here. The things, he talks about the quotes. And it just confirms to me that Carl Summer don't know. The ones that do know that I tried to talk to won't even say, oh, hi, or we can't talk to you. You can tell them, God bless you and your family. Block him, Heck with them. Because I think that the Hollywood's involved with it. They run all the full page color ads. The coffee gone cold. 47 minutes ago. Still just 10 watching. But there's the answers. I want to get that part where it quotes. It's like its own paragraph, too. Now that he's gone, I'm no longer annoyed by those Forrest Fenn quotes. And still rattling around in my brain, his words will live with me and every searcher out there for the rest of their lives. The magic bullet's going to live with me the rest of my life because it's in quotes, right? Forrest said to take it to my grave, said, take it with you. To corpus. Take it with your corpse. I'm getting the rest of these quotes about the quotes. Where did he say quotes up here? I got to put that in my goodness. Let's see, find. I realized he had been right and started to get annoyed. That's when I still couldn't stop his quotes from popping into my head, even after the chase was finally done. And his quotes are the wrecked magic bullet, the enlightened wrecked magic bullet. I think it's great. And I really don't care what anybody else thinks. Remembrance there. Dog chase. Who's more delusional, Bill, Barbara, or both? Dave's. Dog chase, you're delusional. Not only delusional, you're a dickhead. The doctor was Dr. Jones. Is Indiana Jones type. I sent Forrest Fenn an honorary doctor's degree and made one for myself. There you go. Fake paintings, fake degrees, what's it matter? I do have a real degree, though. Colorado Memorial Fishing. If you go up past Creek or Park Creek, up past South Fork and off 160, Park Creek Road goes south from there. It goes up to the gold mine that used to be up there. So it became a Superfund site to clean it up. And but just before you go over this little bridge, there's a little campsite, boondocking camp. It's free campsite, and a guy has a picture of his father in a little frame on that. That was his favorite place to go fishing. And yeah, I've been there, camped there. Yeah, if you're using a fictitious name on here, what's it matter if anybody calls you a name or something? Because you're fake anyhow. Yeah, this was a super fun. What's the name of that gold mine up there? Let me try and remember. Because there was this guy named Albert Brown, who supposedly his hangout was Summitville. The Summitville gold mine is down that road. And I found Albert Brown's hangout as his cabin up on the hill, right above where Moses was. There was Brown's cabin. It was like a cabin in a corral area, and there were no roads there. You would have got there on horseback probably. It was a very steep hill to climb to get up to that because you got to climb like 700-800 feet up this slope that's like this, you know. It's about 700-800 feet up that thing, and then it was down along the creek and in this meadow where, and there was people had carved 1858 in the tree. That's how I knew that's probably Albert Brown. That's why the lake up there is Alberta Park Reservoir, which is why he wanted Canada on the map, because of Alberta Park. And Alberta is a place, a province in Canada. Yeah, I got a good metal detector, Kiwi. I got a XP Dias. But let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. I keep it under an hour. Only got 10 watching. Somebody else is probably gonna come on streaming and forget all about what I just said. Jack Stoof, A Remembrance of Forrest Fenn, and Jack Stoof was remembering Forrest Fenn's quotes, and he put the quotes in the remembrance there. And one of the main quotes was the magic bullet that I have right out here. And yeah, double blazes to my disbelievers. I mean, I mentioned ignorant, but at this point, anybody who's still ignorant chooses to be ignorant because of their personal bias and their hatred for Bill Gorman. And I never sent Candy anything creepy. I sent her something, I think, about Henry Ford or something, you know, nothing creepy at all. I got an email from Bill Gorman. And Bill Gorman is creepy, and you got this other guy that wants to put Oragel on her twat, you know? Maybe he puts Oragel on his waffles too. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this one because it's only 9 and it only got a few fans, but it's coming out soon. And yeah, sorry people don't like people who are confident. I knew since 27 when he did the Dolphin the hat, I knew that was it. I had brought the magic bullet there, and he set up his chair right next to it while people sat between him and the magic bullet, and they never noticed that it was right there. Good night. We'll see you. Thanks for watching, and let him know. It was in his quotes in a remembrance for Forrest Fenn. The quotes, the magic bullet. I got it. We'll see you. Adios, amigos.